Morty, look at this piece of crap right here. He's so goddamn lazy he won't even stand up to do a review standing up right now. Just because it's late at night. You freaking lazy jerk. I want cookies. Oh, well, minus Fox tonight, so they can have it, Fox. Yeah, it's real late right now, and I don't want to pick up my bed to set everything up right now, so I just want to do this real quick. This was the newest episode of Rick and Morty, and also I did a whole, prediction video, which totally One, I'm going to go ahead and assume most of the time if I ever do prediction videos, nothing main story is going to happen, or yet. But, if there even is. But, what was it? Oh, yeah, the Great American Eclipse 2017. That's going to start soon. But, well, not soon. Tomorrow. But, what was I saying? This is the newest episode of Rick and Morty. This was episode Jerry Rick Adventure. That's not the name of the episode. That's just the thing that I'm reading off of Twitter. In any case, this is an episode that I believe has an Attack on Titans joke in there. But, that was kind of funny. This episode, Rick and Jerry go on an adventure. And of course, the whole thing about them going on an adventure is actually because Morty has a whole pity, is asking for a whole pity thing because he doesn't trust that Jerry, will be alive. Jerry won't kill himself. So Jerry takes, or Rick takes Jerry to a kind of theme park where you cannot die because there's a morphic field around it, or an immortality field around it that keeps whoever dies, they never die. And as well as that, too, on top of that, apparently this place was ruled by these group of people who are now basically Chuck E. Cheese employees now, and they want to use Jerry to help Rick get on a roller coaster that's going to take him outside of the immortality field so they can kill Rick. This then leads into an entire fight. This leads into an entire thing. Rick and Jerry actually have some cool fun together a little bit, drinking. And they actually have some laughs and everything. Until, Rick, of course, makes him a bit angry after saying, yeah, I kind of did screw up your marriage. And Jerry's like, you know what? Or I forgot what exactly. Oh, because Rick says everything about Jerry, saying, Jerry's a predator and stuff like that. I'll say that later, actually. But the two... Jerry goes along. First, he doesn't know about doing it, but then does go along with it. But then saves Rick. Rick kills one of these guys, and this was all happening on a roller coaster when they're riding off of it. The fight scene where they're trying to kill Rick, the roller coaster gets destroyed. Jerry and Rick are thrown out of the cart, thrown into a forest area. The mortality field drops, which I kind of really... It's such a dark scene, but it's kind of hilarious. Where it's in the beginning, there's little kids running around chasing each other, killing each other. And as soon as the mortality field drops down, the little boy shoots his sister. And he's like, Susie? He's oh my god, he just killed his sister. He's gonna be in therapy. But Rick says everything he really wants to say to Jerry, basically saying that he's a predator in and of himself, that he uses being a wimp as a way to lure people in. All this crazy all of this stuff, which is kind of freaking amazing. Where you can kind of believe in it too. He's Rick uses his being smarter than everyone to get by. Jerry uses trying to be a wimp to get by. And I really do and also it shows also kind of why he doesn't like Jerry either, being that he says the son of, which also he says it kind of strangely. He says you were she was talking about Beth, saying she was the daughter of Rick and she had a choice, but she chose you because of your predatism or whatever. And I'm just okay, so you can kind of see a reason why Rick actually kind of does hate Jerry too, because he's you made his daughter give up on her dreams. So, and also we know from multiple times that Summer 1 isn't really a part, isn't really seen somewhere in the multiverse, though for some reason in an infinite amount of possibilities. Sorry. Summer only appears in a couple of them, so it is kind of a question of why. But also it shows that Morty's in like almost every infinite amount of them, so that also shows, yeah, out of all the Mortys and stuff like that, having Summer or whatever happens, Beth kind of lost a lot. And Rick's like, yeah, you screwed up my daughter's life. And also, what was the other thing? The other bit after that was, this actually kind of leads into with another bit where there was the whole scene where you saw Beth and Jerry looking through, like, you know, or Beth looking through the goggles, seeing Jerry in an alternate timeline, or seeing her alternate timeline, Jerry seeing himself in the alternate timeline through the interdimensional TV. I think it's the first interdimensional episode. There's actually an alternate ending to that episode where Jerry pronounces his love to Beth, but then Rick freezes him with a freeze gun, drops over, he's like, Sweetie, was that guy bothering you? Oh, well, I got us some stuff, and I'm just like, oh, well, that would have been kind of a cool ending. It would have been dark as all hell. It would have been dark as fudge, but it would have been kind of amazing. But yeah, this episode was freaking really good. Especially, like, one, we also learned that, we kind of learned this in the last one, and I feel like this is kind of leading up to something now. Because in the last episode with the Vindicators, we learned that Rick has some augmentations where, like, when Ghost Train guy tried to choke Rick, he released, like, an electrical burst that destabilized, that, like, sent the dude back. And in this one, it turns out that he's actually augmented to all hell, where he has cybernetics all over the thing, and he's actually Robo-Rick in the trailer, which I also really love when that happens, because basically the Chuck E. Cheese mascot guy, who's trying to kill Rick, finds Rick, gets Rick after he gets onto an interdimensional, like, basically plane, where they sedate him of all of him being smart or hurting anyone. And I really do love this scene, even though it is kind of, like, effed up is all heck, because it's just kind of funny, even though Rick is still kind of somewhat smart. And I mean that in sense because he can still give off some funny quips, which I find was hilarious. It's like, oh great, now they shoot us. It sounds stupid, but it sounds amazing. But Jerry also kind of shows that, yeah, he is kind of an a-hole. A really big a-hole. Where, like, apparently Rick is supposed to be made dumber because of this. And Jerry takes advantage of it. And it's just kind of like, I don't know, maybe just because I like Rick. I felt, but it's like, Jerry, you're kind of being of an a-hole to someone. And it's not like, and it's like someone who's, like, now sedated on drugs. I don't know. It just felt like, yeah, he's kind of a ginormous a-hole right now. Hey, kids. Jerry trying to has a kind of, like, quote-unquote man-up moment. And the Chuck E. Cheese guy tries to kill Rick, who's now dumbified. He fights this dude, but the ship goes through a wormhole, and suddenly all three of them have some weird... One, there's a scene where it looks like Jerry and Rick are screwing. There's a scene where Rick is a wet nurse, and he's breastfeeding the Chuck E. Cheese mascot dude. It's a really weird episode. I loved it, but it's freaking weird. It's freaking amazing. I shouldn't say it's weird. It's freaking amazing. The imagery is freaking... What the fudge? That's what freaking makes it amazing. It is all, like, that one side story. At the end, Rick and Jerry make it back home. That one dude's dead after... Rick's whole arm turned into a gun thing. I love because it's not even actually a gun. It's a pop gun with a little suction cup to steal the other dude's gun and then shoots him. And I'm just like, I really love that joke because it's like, what the fudge is that gun gonna do? Nothing. It's like a suction cup pop gun. God dang. What else was there? Jerry... but when they finally get back to the house, Jerry says that he's going to try to turn his life around, but of course he doesn't. And Rick's just like, all right, Jerry. And like Jerry says, I'm gonna stand up for myself or whatever. He's like, what? Oh, but I forgot my bus card and all this stuff. And Rick's like, I believe in you, Jerry. Closes the door, lasers, gun. It's freaking amazing. And there's another side story, the mini side story where Summer's boyfriend leaves her. Yeah, Summer's boyfriend leaves her for this one chick who has bigger boobs, and Summer uses a growth ray to make her boobs bigger, but then accidentally makes her entire self bigger. What was it? Beth doesn't want to call Rick and uses the transmogrifier to try to fix Summer, but makes her huge and turns her inside out. And like he says, reverse. And I'm like, oh god, they're gonna turn her inside out. And Beth's like, what's gonna happen? I was like, it's gonna turn her inside out. What does it do? Turns her inside out. Beth doesn't want to call Rick for whatever reason. Morty's like, just call him. You're becoming like him, like just trying to be the snow out. Just call him. She doesn't. Summer somehow disappears and goes to the forest to go find her boyfriend. I guess to kill him. I don't freaking know. But they drive there. They turn, and she looks all like inside out, giant human about to attack the two, her boyfriend and like his new girlfriend, I guess. Beth turns into a giant monster too, which also I forgot to mention. She calls customer support, which are these little guys inside the machine who then escape with her help. And I'm just like, I'm like, wow. And she's like, hello? Are 3 little men supposed to run out? I'm like, you're an idiot. But, yeah, Beth turns into a giant inside out. If I haven't seen Attack on Titan, I probably should watch it. Turns a giant Attack on Titan monster. They hug, they cry. And Morty threatens the boyfriend. Not threatens the boyfriend. Says, "You burn your s'mores, Gene. Shouldn't have with my family." And just like completely f's with him, making like his head huge, and he's like making it all messed up. And then like the episode kind of ends. The joke at the end is that the 3 guys are sitting by a river saying, "We're retired now." And of course, a bird eats them because they're super goddamn small. And it's just like. Yeah. I like this episode. I liked the little bit with Jerry. I liked one we're a little bit more with Rick. Also, I love when Rick's riding on top of this like 2-legged monstrosity and Jerry's like in the pouch and getting hit in the face with its ball sack. It's just like so it's not its ball sack, I'm assuming, but it's freaking hilarious. The episode was fun. It was good. I kind of felt like there was gonna be even more, but I don't know. The episode was great. I loved it. It was fun. I like seeing Rick and Jerry actually kind of hanging out for a little bit because it was kind of cool seeing them, kind of hang out and actually kind of have a little buddy relationship other than just Rick, calling him an idiot. But also showing that, like, yeah, Jerry is kind of a predator in his own way. While Rick, of course, is his own predator in his own way as well, but still, it's kind of different. And also showing that, yeah, he does care for his daughter. Rick does care for his daughter, too. And also, I like how Beth's character development, too, how she's now, like, trying to learn how to be, trying to do things without Rick, and trying to showing, like, yeah, she wants approval of her father and stuff like that, but, But in any case, this is a really good episode. I really like it. You also see Morty go a little bit darker, kind of showing his character development, showing like he's not the quote-unquote innocent boy, doe-eyed boy all that much right now. And also there is the question of like saying that Beth is like, where Rick says, she was Rick's daughter, and you did whatever. And I'm just like, aren't you Rick? Well, he is Rick, of course, but like not his Rick it's not his Beth anyways, technically, but it is kind of the question of like, does he mean that by like dimension wise? Does he mean just like on a way of saying like she's the daughter of like one of the smartest people on earth, she had more than whatever? But I don't know, or multi-dimensions, I don't know. Yeah, it is kind of a question of like a slip of the tongue. Like, what did you actually mean by that? I don't know. But tell me what you think in the comments below. If you want to check my videos I've done, links are on my Facebook description down there somewhere. Thank you so much for watching. Again, links are on my face. Share my videos I've done. What do I say? I already said stop it. I'm tired. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys like this. Hopefully you enjoy more. And hopefully we see more of Rick and Morty's adventures. And hopefully they're all just as great. But anyway, thanks for watching. Share my videos and we will see you later. You keep repeating yourself so goddamn much. I want a cookie. I want a cookie. Cookie. I just F with my goggles.